Hey, how you doing? Okay, so it is darkness in Abu Dhabi. I need to find a way to talk to you guys in the morning, so I have found a way. Let's talk. How you doing? Yeah? I want to tell you guys a few things about my business. So I run, this page is my main page, but I've decided to open my personal profile up for creation as well. There are a lot of people who speak Twi who have been harassing me to speak Twi, and so I have made that my Twi outreach, and this one is my everybody everything outreach. So it gives you a choice on how you want to engage. There's a Zimbabwean friend of mine who went on the personal profile, and the person says, well, typically what you say is interspersed with enough English for me to understand what the content is. I'm like, oh, okay. If that's the case, knock yourself out. I'm quite happy for you to catch what happens on that page, because apparently she says that she decided that I'm giving my people special extras. And she also wants some of this special extra. So she's going to be listening to the Twi broadcast so she can catch herself some special extra too. Hey girl, listen, special extras are for everyone. If you are willing to invest the effort to understand what it is that was being said on the video, you deserve any extras you get. And here we go. Good morning. I talk about many things. And the thing that I have been talking about this week across all the platforms that I haven't brought here is this very simple situation, the notion of being discarded, of being left behind, of people not being loyal enough to you. And I think that is misguided in most cases. And I want to bring a story to help you understand this thing. Good morning. When you are on, please share the feed for me. Tell people I am on. Okay? Let me enhance the sound for you. There you go. You are welcome. Thank you for joining. Please invite other people to join. When a blind man has their sight restored, one of the first things they do is ditch the walking stick. If you think about it, the walking stick would have been a faithful friend, a loyal assistant, has kept this blind man going for years. The minute he is able to see, the stick is the first thing he's going to ditch. And if you are the stick, ooh, will it sting? Yes, it will. Ooh, would you feel betrayed? Yes, you would. But you have to have another perspective on things, and I'm hoping to give you that perspective today. You will think about that situation from just your perspective. We used to be such good friends in primary school. We were whatever in secondary school. In university, we were inseparable. Yes. But sometimes when people elevate into new circumstances, the new circumstances have new norms. And you are an old norm. You don't fit in the new circumstance, they will leave you behind. It's inevitable that they leave you behind. So let me tell you the story from the man's perspective, not from the stick's perspective. And if you listen to the story from the stick's perspective, the man is disloyal. The man has broken the code. As soon as the man got what he wanted, he left her, bloody boo. But when you listen from the man's angle, maybe things will change. Can you imagine a person who can now see Who insists on holding a walking stick just because they want to be loyal back to the stick? After a while, can you imagine the hindrance that this stick will become to this guy? How much of his style will be cramped because of this stick? And how many people will ask him, what is the point in this foolishness you are doing? The stick was here to help you for a season. You are through with that season. What are you hanging on to the stick for? If the stick really loved the man, what the stick needs to do is set the man free. Let the man move on. Appreciate that things have changed for the man. And in fact, be happy that the guy you loved, this person you assisted, has survived a dark episode because of you and is now in a position to move on. The minute the stick begins to think of it from the man's point of view, it is easier for the stick to set the man free, to let the man be, to let the man go. It is easier to let the man go, let the man be, without bitterness. And I was telling you the same thing with parents. When we have children, we raise them, we do so well by them, and then their eyes can see. They find partners, they launch, they go live their best lives. And as they are living their best lives, you will not see them daily. They may not come home for Christmas. They may not. Have you been discarded? Yes. Have you been discarded because the children are mean? No. Have you been discarded because the children have moved on? Yes. Should you be heartbroken? No. You should be grateful that you have raised children and you have held them to lunch and they are able to live their best lives. And on the other hand, you are also free. The stick who has been left will get a break. He doesn't need to be hit regularly like he has done. He doesn't need to be finding ways for this blind man for a while. And if the service of blind men is the only thing the stick wants to do, well, they can find a new blind man. And they can assist a new blind man. They can move on a new blind man. When I made the first video I sent it to a friend of mine who is so embittered by her divorce. She had found a blind man somewhere in Africa, broke, uneducated. She had brought this young man abroad. She was doing well in her practice at the time. Clothed him, fed him, and gave him the freedom to go to school. He did not need to work. Just needed to educate himself and get in a social circle and be able to fit. And he did. He did a good job. Did courses all the way from access through to masters. Nobody was disturbing his peace. She was facilitating. They had 3 children. He was stay-at-home dad for when the children were very young. The minute he finished his masters, the social standing had changed. He no longer wanted to be with a woman who had seen him in his raw state. He began to complain that my friend did not respect him. You know, the usual gag. Yeah. She did not respect him, and she did not worship him, and she did not even. Eventually, by this time, he had got his citizenship and he filed for divorce. He filed for divorce, and within 6 to 8 months, he went and brought a girl that he clearly had on the side all along. A girl that was of his social standing where he was. A girl that would worship him for the $100 he has been sending. And this girl comes and sees a god, a demigod that somebody else had created. Oh, she was appreciative of him. And his emotional needs were being met perfectly by this girl. And my friend is brokenhearted. Amma, how can he use me like this? Amma, how can he? And I've been trying to explain to my friend, listen, you need to have alternative viewpoints, because this guy has a chip on his shoulder. He knows. You made him and he knows. You know all his hidden truths. You know. He's not going to be able to impress you easily like he will impress this other girl from the jungle. So for his self-esteem needs, he's left you and he's going to find this other girl. At the moment, all you have left is to be proud that you have picked a person from the gutters and you have cleaned him up enough for another woman to want him. And just move on with your life. The embitterment will not help. I had tried speaking to this woman for a while. It wasn't getting through at all until she saw this video. She saw the video and she came back and she says, that video is exactly what you've been telling me all along. I have been a walking stick. I have guided a blind man. Now he can see, and he's dumped me to move on. Like, has that really taken value from you as a walking stick? What does that confirm? That you are a great guide. That you can clean people. You can clean people up. That you should be proud that you have been able to clean a person up. Yeah. Those are the things to focus on. Those are the things to dwell on. And not on the being used. Because you see, the stick was made of a substance. The guy using the stick to figure out how to walk has not really removed any value from the stick. The stick is exactly what it was at the beginning of the project. And if anything, the stick now has experience. The guy's hand marks will be on the stick. The stick will be shaped and molded. There will be muscle memory on the stick. The stick has experience. It's not a novice. It's not brand new like it used to be. It may no longer be a naive stick. It is now an experienced stick. And that's the way to think about the story. Think about the story. From the angle of the stick, the fact that you have been beneficial to the stick, and for the fact that the stick has been beneficial, the stick has done its best. The fact that the man is ready to move on and should not be held back just because he has been held in the past. A man must have freedom to act. Even though he has enjoyed benevolence, he must still have freedom to move. And that as a stick, you do not want to be a hindrance. You don't want blind devotion to you to make a person stupid, to hold a walking stick they no longer need. And if that's the case, to be smart enough to let people be, to give people the freedom to go do as they please. And if it comes back to the same, let them do as they want. and you act and respond in that knowledge. You want to know what people want to do. To let people be. But instead of you harboring pain, I want to give you freedom today. I don't want you to harbor pain. I want you to know that that's how things are. I want you to act in that understanding and give yourself the freedom to be happy, even though a person has moved on. To not dwell on the being discarded notion, but to focus on, I have been helpful, I have assisted somebody, I have brought salvation to somebody. That is also something to be very proud of, that we can easily forget when we focus unnecessarily on one aspect of an event. So the story of the walking stick is one I bring to you. I will share nuggets of wisdom, I hope, as we go along. And I pray that these nuggets of wisdom help you to understand and to appreciate love you loads. I need me some good coffee. And I hope good coffee wakes me up and doesn't feel abandoned. Because once coffee wakes me up, I need to thank coffee very much. And move on to live my best life. Alright folks, I shall see you in a jiffy. Thank you so much for your time and company. I wish you the best of compliments for the day, whatever the time happens to be where you are. Best compliments of the day, and see you very soon.